Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you my new GoPro Hero 7. Now I know there's other ones, but here's the importance of this video. This little camera has a screen on the back. It has its own Linux operating system on it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it on. Oh, wrong side. There we go. Ooh, it's touchscreen too. Now, I'm not a camera person, so. And you have to abide by the operating system guidelines, just like this. So I'm going to push agree. And it captures it. This is a good thing. So let's say I'm filming at an arcade somewhere, which I periodically do if you see my other channel. And let's say you want to go there, you know where it's at. So I'm going to do on. So now I have to install the GoPro app on my phone. And I will do that. So I'm going to put the camera down real fast. All right, so what you want to do is I'm in the Apple Play Store, and what you want to do is, if you can see it on camera here, you want to go to the GoPro app. So I'm going to do so I typed GoPro. Now, this could be a little tricky because there's a whole bunch, so I'm looking for the official one here. All right, so I'm going to download the GoPro app now. And the camera is still on. I'm going to have to charge it again after this, which is okay. So as you can see, so I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to scroll through to see what's going, see if there's any other app. Alright, so it's downloaded. Alright, so I found the proper app here, and this is it right here. It says GoPro on the bottom. Will allow access to all photos. I'm going to click OK. Click OK. That's me. You can set up however you like. So it says, yes, you have a GoPro, so I'm going to select that. I am going to pair my GoPro. So here's how this works. You're using an app, you're using the phone as a terminal to control your GoPro. So here's what you want to do. You want to select pair my GoPro, right? And you're going to select pair your GoPro. So it's Bluetooth compatible. It's like your consoles. They use Bluetooth for the controllers. It's the same thing as that. So I'm going to have got it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my settings, as you can see here. I'm going to click settings. Alright, so my Bluetooth is on my phone, as you can see. I'm going to go back to the GoPro app, which is called Quick. Q-U-I-K. This is the new GoPro app. I had a hard time finding the other one, then I realized that it was this one. So you do that, and you go pair your GoPro. So I'm going to pair the camera. Now, what does that mean? When I pair the camera, this will act as a controller for the camera. So I'm going to click pair camera. So it's going to say Bluetooth pairing required. So I'm going to click pair. You just heard my GoPro. See, now I have a different screen. So I'm going to name my GoPro. Right? So now it's my GoPro Hero 7 is ready. Now we're going to do let's go. I am not going to subscribe because I don't want to pay the monthly fee. So I'm just using this as a terminal to diagnose my GoPro. So there we go. So now the GoPro is off. I'm going to turn it back on. And there we go. So the battery life is 85%. I do not have an SD card in there right now. So if I select that, I could do video or looping. So I'm going to select video. And there we go. So I do have to put an SD card in there, which I will do. But I am going to turn the brightness down on this so that way it's not at some point. I can magnify, I could do touch zoom. I can go like this. I can do time warp video. So this has basically what your phone has. So I could do time-lapse video, time-lapse photo, night lapse photo. So if I go back here, capture settings, which is good. So that works. So if I go here, and you can go back to the other options, which I hope you can do. So this is an operating system that's on this camera that's running this. Come back. I can zoom in, zoom out. The first GoPro I have, you can't do this. So now there's a mode button on the side here. So if I push that, right? So if I push this, I go to video. I'm in photo mode right now. Push it again. There we go. I'm in regular video mode. Push it again. You're in photo. Push it again. You're in time lapse. Push it again. You're in photo. Video. That is where I want to be. So if I push and hold this button, it'll turn it off. Camera goes off. Hold it down again. Boots right back into the OS. So now if I want to adjust anything on it, I select control your GoPro. Alright, so I'm going to click join. So I'm going to try it. So now, as you can see, I can control. See that? I'm controlling my GoPro through my phone. Cool, huh? So now, if I go to settings, I'm going to turn the brightness all the way down, and you're going to see the brightness go all the way down. See that? I'm going to turn my phone sideways for a minute here so you can see both. All right, so I'm going to do this. Brightness is up. Brightness is all the way down. I can do quick capture and I'm done. As you can see, that saves the battery. If the brightness is turned down, it's the same thing as your phone. So that's why I turned it all the way down. Right? I was trying to record. And I can go live. Now if you look, I am pushing buttons on my phone. I'm not touching the camera. And you hear it beeping. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the SD card in and we're going to see what happens. But first, this is my first GoPro. It runs Linux as well, but it's a very, very basic operating system, and plus it broke. Pull the card out. And I'm going to open it up. And you can see it on my phone, what I am viewing. And you got to be extremely careful when you put this in. Otherwise, you'll have to go find the card. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull the battery out, which will cut the camera off. For some reason, it's a safety that you have to pull the battery out to put this in. So as you saw, it froze and it said connection lost. I know there's a connection loss because I caused a connection loss. So I'm going to put the battery back in, just like that. So I'm going to close it. I'm going to turn the GoPro back on. There we go. So now I'm going to push got it. Now I'm going to select control my GoPro. And I'm going to set this up. And you want to click join. So now that I have an SD card in there, I can film. So now I'm going to go to settings. I am going to turn the brightness all the way down. To save battery. And there we go. So as you can see, the screen is not on because I am controlling the GoPro through my phone. So we'll go back to settings, battery level, and you can see the SD card capacity. So I have an hour's worth of film, basically. I know I'm dating myself, but I can also update the camera, which I'm going to do right now. And if I have a Wi-Fi remote, I can control that too. So we're going to do version. And I could also locate the camera if I needed to. The video format is Ntsc. I am in the US and we use Ntsc as our format. So the orientation is on. Quick capture, set up. I can do voice control, frames per second, aspect ratio. I'm going to click done. Oh, there it goes. It turned on. So I'm recording. Now I'm recording. And if you push the stop button, it stops. There we go. So you have to push this twice. There we go. So it stopped. So you have to push that twice to record. So now I'm going to turn the brightness all the way down. I'm turning stuff off so it doesn't. so it doesn't do anything. This is so cool. Now what I'm going to do is delete all files from the SD card. Now I can format it, which is what I want to do. So now it's going to process that, and there's a red light on my GoPro stating that. There we go, so it's done. So I don't even have to go through Windows to format it, or Mac OS X, or Linux. I could do it directly from my phone. Oh, that's why. To save battery, I am going to turn GPS off. I'm going to have video stabilization on. I don't need the quick capture. I'm not going to use that. But I am going to have video stabilization on. For now. But I'll probably end up turning that off. There we go. So everything extra is turned off, which is fine. I'm doing that so that way I get more out of my battery life. It's like having a phone and you turn everything on and you wonder why your battery level isn't right. So there we go. So I'm going to go done. I am going to... Here's the cool part. I could power off my GoPro from my phone. So that's what I'm going to do. Now it's not on anymore. So now I'm going to charge it. Alright, so now I'm going to show you some options here. So that's photos. You go back. So what I can do here is I could turn off the microphone. I could do that and I could lock it. If I go to preferences, you have connections. Yes, I already turned it off. You have connect device. And I could connect anything, smart remote, voice, but I'm turning it off. So I turned the wireless connection off. Why is that? The reason I did that was because just like your phone, if you have your Wi-Fi card turned on, it uses the battery. And I want to keep the battery going as long as I can. So you have general, you have the beat volume, you have auto power off. Default mode is video. I can change whatever the defaults are. I'm not going to do that. Auto power off, 15 minutes. This seems kind of familiar, doesn't it? It's almost like the power plan in Windows. LEDs all on. You could do touch display. Screensaver after 1 minute. This is when the screen is idle. If I'm recording something, it's not going to turn off unless I use the remote, the app to do what I need to do. And you have brightness, which is 10%, which is what I want. And you can do regional. So I turned off the GPS. My language is English. I am in the US. Video format Ntsc, as I said earlier, this is the format that's used in the US. If I go somewhere else and I use somebody else's computer, I could change it. I could either do Ntsc or PAL. Ntsc is used in Japan and the US, from what I know, and PAL is used in Europe. You can do regulatory. Alright, so we have something in the US called the FCC. It's called the Federal Communications. They're like the NTSC USB of the electronics world. Like it has to use this, it has to use that. So go back, and I can, if you select input output, HDMI output media. So if you look here, I'm not sure if you could see it, you got that little connection down right here. I could hook a mini HDMI port up to this, but I'm not going to mess with that. And if you go to about, it gives you certain things. So what I can do is, if I go to about and I push updates, I can go to the app, go in there and update the camera. Now, the only thing with this is you have to have Bluetooth turned on. So what I would have to do is go here, and I would have to go to the GoPro app and go to my phone. And the pairing stopped because I don't have the card turned on, so it's not going to do it. Gives you the name and the password. Go back, general. Yep, that's pretty much it for this. And if I push mode, you go back to where you were. So anyway, that is it for this video. Please comment, like, subscribe, and click that bell for more notifications.